Hey everybody, welcome back to another endless custom video. Today I will be talking about my 112 Mezco style Mortal Kombat Jax. As you can see here, this was a completely difficult figure to do. Because at first, I love these bodies, the blank zero bodies, but it was too small for Jax. Like, I wanted to be like a beefy big guy, and I thought that this figure was too small. And not only that, but it's very hard to find good bodies with this skin type. So the one that I was thinking of was either Bishop, the Mezco Bishop, or the Mezco, which one is it? Roadblock. But even those bodies are small. I don't have Roadblock accessible at this moment. Oh, actually, hold on. Give me one quick second. Oh, sorry. Just because I remember where I have it. So this is the one. This is the Roadblock body. So this is my custom. I will do a video on him as well. This is my custom Dylan from Predator. So you can see here, the body is it's a really great body, but it's not as imposing as this body here. So this body, I actually got it from 5K Toys, and it's the Atom body. It's the Atom body. So it's this figure here. So you can see here, he's extremely muscular. It's a great articulated figure. It's literally just the same kind of mold, but just bigger. So this figure is awesome. Check out 5K Toys for the Atom body. They're really good for bigger body customs. But obviously the skin color is completely different, right? So that's where the difficult part was, on top of everything else that I had to do with this figure. So basically I had to paint this, and the good thing about it is that this material is kind of soft on the top, so you don't really necessarily get a lot of paint rub. I'm not going to be going like this with my Jax figure, but eventually I'm going to pose him and do all these things. But knowing that I painted him, I did seal it, but you're going to get paint rub from figures regardless, because they're not like factory paints or anything like that. So that's another thing that was difficult about this figure. And then not only that, but finding pants for him, finding boots, and then finding arms that would have kind of like the same build, like big bulky arms. So what I went ahead and did is I used my Marvel Legends 2-pack, the Colossus with who does it come with? I even forgot. Oh, the Juggernaut. Yeah, so the Juggernaut 2-pack with Colossus. So that's what I used, and I think they came out amazing. The only thing that annoys me is the pins, but I know how you can fill them with a little bit of epoxy, and let it cure, and then you can just paint them. So eventually I'm gonna do that. So it does come with open hands like these, like grabbing hands and fist hands. Eventually I'm gonna try to look into like more dynamic hands so that he can do different things, but I think for the most part and for my purposes, these arms work perfectly. So this is the same figure. I just painted him, gave him a little bit of more height, and then added these boots and the pants. So this figure, still, it was really difficult to get this figure like put together, just because, let me show you on this figure. You can pop off his arms, and basically, hold on, I'm just gonna show you guys. So you can pop off his arms, and then you can pop off his chest piece here. There's a little bit of lubrication on this, so just try not to like physically grab it, because then you're gonna remove it. And it's just to lubricate the joint so it doesn't get all messed up in there. So basically what I had to do is I had to remove this whole inner shell and basically cut these off here. So these little, let me grab something. So I had to take it apart, both shoulders, and then I had to cut this part here. I had to cut this one, and it has one on this side. Let me show you. It has one right here on this side here. Basically, I had to cut those out. And then with the Colossus arms, it has like a joint that's like a T. So it's like, just look at this black part. So it's a T, and that was difficult because I basically had to put that T into this and then be able to still have posability so that I can move it. So these the arms, I'm gonna be transparent, just like I say that I'm gonna be in all my videos, so that you guys can see like what are the pros and cons of customizing figures and things like that. And I'm sure I can eventually like do another one and then like perfect my craft and actually fix these kind of like imperfections that you run into while customizing. Just because there's so many different things that go into, like, these joints are never meant to go together, you know. But that's what makes it a completely new figure or custom, because, you know, you're either what is it called, you're either like swapping parts or kit bashing or things like that, and then there's some customizing in the middle of all that. So that's the difficult part about this figure in particular, is putting those joints on this body and then painting this body and then avoiding paint rub and all these things, and still get that dynamic that you're looking for, you know, is in a figure versus like a figure that comes from factory. You get what I mean? Like I wanted to make it look like this figure came from the factory, and with all my figures, you know. So that's kind of like what I'm striving for. So you can see, I mean, he looks imposing. I mean, the joints look pretty seamless, you know, given that they're like, you know, not from this character or whatever. They're from different figures, because you're gonna still get some gap in between the joints just because they're gonna have to move. So I'm really happy on how much gap I left in between these joints, just because it looks natural, you know. And then he can still hold, I mean, he was holding Sub-Zero just now, so the joints came out pretty tough. So I'm really happy that happened, because I didn't want like a spaghetti arms or flappiness, you know, with the arms and stuff like that. So I just have to kind of push his upper body to move the joints a little bit easier, and so that the joint doesn't ever pop out. I mean, it doesn't happen. It's just I do that as a precaution so that it doesn't happen and I have to take apart the figure and all these things. So, you know, he can do the T-pose. He has articulation all around. He has the single jointed elbows just because it's a big boy, but he still gets about 90 degrees. So, you know, you're going to get what you want from the figure as far as like some of the poses that he can and that he can do. But for the most part, I mean, I'm not going to have him like, I don't know, doing something that is not in character. You get what I mean? Like, he's a powerful figure, or powerful character, and, you know, he's going to be doing powerful things. So he's not going to be doing, you know, ballerina dances and stuff like that. So you don't need that much posability with a character like this. So you know, he still has this ab crunch, and then he has the midsection ab crunch. So it's a good articulation there, you know. So he doesn't lose anything with what I did. He does have, you know, kicking. Well, he can kick forward. He still has the double jointed knees, which are good. The pants do ride up a little bit, and I gotta fix this belt just because that's what I had at the time when I made it. But I'm definitely gonna switch that belt, and then probably fix the, like, super glue the the pants so you don't see that split or whatever like that. But I mean, I really like the way that he came out. He still has articulation from the head. So, I mean, it's just, I mean, I really like the way that he came out, the way he looks. But let me know what you guys think. I mean, you know, this is definitely you can see like the paint rub right here around his neck. So I just have to be mindful of that when I'm taking photos. Like if I'm gonna take a photo, I'm gonna have them like that, not completely looking down or something. You see, like I didn't even bother to paint that part, just because it's gonna be having a lot of friction on their paint rub. So, you know, I like to be transparent about my figures just so you guys can either avoid some stuff like this, or, you know, perfect your craft and do it better, so that you know kind of what goes into making your figures or making customs. So, but yeah, for the most part, I mean, this ab section doesn't have a lot of paint rubs, so which is a cool thing. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Please continue with the support. I really enjoy you guys with the uproar that's been happening. I mean, the Kano had quite a bit of you know, people like reaching out and liking, but you know, I would really, you know, I hate to ask you guys, but you know, I would really like the support. Like if you guys follow, subscribe, share is awesome, just to get my channel up and running. Like, you know, I say this in all my videos, you know, like I'm just doing this as a hobby, but if I can do more with it, I would love that. I mean, this hobby is something I've been doing for years. You know, ever since I was a kid, I was customizing from Toy Biz things. I did my own Super Scroll army. And yeah, so like, you know, it's just something that I love doing, and I wish I can do more. So with the support from you all, can definitely help me bring back that love that I have with the figures, because for a long time I wasn't doing anything. So, you know, I really appreciate you guys reaching out, commenting, liking, but please hit that follow button on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I would really appreciate the support in that sense too, if you guys can. But let me know what you guys think about my custom Jax figure. I did like the army pants. I was gonna go with the classic purple, but you know, I want to modernize my figures into like real world characters. You get what I mean? Like he would look like this, like type thing, you know, like obviously he can go out in like those like purple pants or whatever, just like Big Boa back there. He has the bright blue pants, but it's more like a wrestling look or a boxer look. So, you know, I just wanted to like give him a military look, you know, just because I really like the movie, the Mortal Kombat, the new one, on what they did with some of the characters there. So that was cool. So that's kind of what I want to do, is modernize them to where it's like a real world character, you know. So that's the look that I'm going for with all my figures, you know. But like, you know, like X-Men, like Morph, like they would have costumes, you get what I mean? So it's not necessarily like a big jump from, oh, someone wouldn't wear that, you get what I mean? So with some figures, I do kind of let the comic still influence a lot of the figures, but you know, obviously I try to modernize these. So, you know, like Morph, this is iconic look for Morph. I have the jacket. I should post just a quick video of him and maybe another review or something, but so you can see the jacket that I have for him. So yeah, you know, simple things, is just swapping out the head for kit bashing. This is kit bashing, you know. So, but then this is a custom, you know. So I do a lot of kit bashing and custom work. So but let me know what you guys think. I keep kind of scrambling, so I do apologize for that, but you know, I just like being able to talk about the figures and things like that, and you know, hopefully my personality comes out in some of these other videos, you know. So but yeah, so please let me know what you guys think. Hopefully he gets the amount of support that Kano did, because I was really happy that Kano did so well, and the reptile too, you know. Like the reptile really was challenging just because of the look that I wanted to give him, and you know, sometimes it just comes together really well. So that was awesome. The Kano's the same thing. Like I was like, how am I ever gonna have Kano light up, you know? And you know, I took a shot. I saw the smallest Gundam light that I can possibly get my hands on, and I bought it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna figure it out. So that's kind of what happens when you're customizing. It's like, you know, you have this vision in your head, and it's like, how the heck am I ever gonna get to that point? So, you know, it's really cool. So, yeah, let me know if you guys are interested in some of the ways that I approach some of the customs, or, you know, like what kind of inspiration I got, you know, from, and things like that. So just let me know with some feedback and stuff like that, so I can help, you know, kind of steer my videos in a certain way, you know. But again, this is Jax from Mortal Kombat. Let me know what you guys think of this character and my version of him. And again, please like, comment, subscribe, and as always, keep it original.